Welcome back, everyone, to Formula Forecasters. Hello, all you forecasters. Um, Unfortunately, Kyle was not able to make this video today, so it's just me and Alex.
Ooh,
Um,
my government.
I don't think I've called you stature
I don't
since we
think so
started
either.
doing these videos. I've just been trying to.
Yeah,
It's kind of
just
weird. I
trying
had to
not to
like think. I
say
have to like
it.
think about it a little bit.
Yeah,
But yeah, he's not gonna be able to join us today, but we'll cover his predictions at the end, and then if he has anything he would like to say, then we'll add it to the video. So we're gonna start with the beginning of the weekend with the sprint qualifying. Um, what were your thoughts on? Did we watch that together?
we did.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, because that was the early one, and then we watched the sprint
Oh
like
yeah, and then
psychopaths.
we decided to stay up, and we were like,
5
oh,
a.m.
not
night
again.
for me. Yeah, brutal,
So yeah,
brutal.
sprint qualifying was I think very I thought sprint qualifying was better than the regular qualifying. Obviously when you have that one practice session,
Yeah,
it's going to
yeah,
be much better with the unpreparedness and these new cars obviously based on the race, they're not all
yeah,
figured out figured out all the stuff that they have with the unknowns and whatnot.
yeah.
But yeah, I think it was a really good first sprint quali.
It was great. I mean, Russell at the end still ended up being 3 tenths ahead of his teammate, so he still dominated sprint quali. But it was a lot more interesting. I mean, both McLarens were there. Gasly was seventh, right? Like he out qualified
Mhm.
Max Verstappen. So it was definitely a super interesting one for sure. Um, no super crazy first round knockouts. Like nothing that you wouldn't have expected to have left. But I mean, it was great to see all the other teams jumbled up in there, and Alpine in seventh was crazy.
Yeah. I think I don't know how many more races this trend is going to be, but I think the Caddy, the Aston, and the Williams are going to be
Yeah,
the
which
three teams that go
which
out
is so
on
crazy
almost
to
every
say
qualifying.
because
I know
Williams
because
last year,
you had Williams
I said they were gonna
as
surprise
your
and get in the top
comeback
four, dude. I was like, yeah, they're gonna be
comeback
top
team
four,
for the
top five
year.
team this year. They're
I
fucking
know
bottom
it's
two.
crazy. You should have gone with
Haas is
yeah, should have
insane
gone with
so
Haas.
far. Like, and well, it's not even Haas, it's Behrman because Ocon hasn't gotten any points yet, but still,
But I guess the one good thing for Williams, Signs was only a little bit off to make it out. I think like he will have an opportunity week to week to make it out of whether it's sprint qualifying or regular qualifying. Um,
yeah. I mean, in the
it's
sprint, he had a
someone shits the
decent
bed.
right. Like, it wasn't a great, but he finished 12th in the sprint itself, so it's not terrible.
No,
Like he did beat the Alpine and an Audi and a Red Bull, so he definitely beat 3 cars that are definitely quicker than his. So give him credit for that.
yeah, I think their car is definitely going to be better suited for race pace versus a one lap. I think you know, they're going to be able to drive the car a little bit better
Yeah,
over multiple laps versus that one lap.
100%.
But yeah, for the sprint qualifying, obviously, like you said, Gasly, I think he had a very impressive weekend
Yeah.
this whole weekend.
Oh yeah.
Alpine actually looked pretty good overall.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised.
I feel like if I think Colapinto got in a little bit of a
Yeah, in the race he had a little
issue,
incident per se.
yeah. But they were what would you say they were
I mean,
what
Gasly
fifth and
finished.
sixth
Yeah,
at
yeah.
one
At
point
one
or
point during
something?
the race, yeah, they were right behind the Ferraris.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. But yeah, I mean another thing too. I was really excited this week
Hmm.
with the sprint qualifying because McLaren looked
Yeah,
really good
yeah,
and they did pretty decent in the sprint race. Didn't do bad in qualifying, and I remember so we didn't stay up and watch the race. It was 3 a.m. our time. Or I think it was 5 a.m. your time or
yeah,
something. So I ended up watching this morning, and I skipped to the beginning of the race. I didn't watch any of like the lead up,
yeah.
and I hear him go. and both McLarens in the pit. I'm like, "Why are they starting from the pit?" And then the timing graphic comes up, and they're grayed out. I'm like, "What the fuck is going
Yeah.
on?"
You're thinking like, did they hit each other during the lap? Like, how could this get worse?
Yeah. I
Two
mean, I
different electrical issues. I don't know if you read what it was. One was the engine literally just couldn't start, like the ignition was not working, just as an electrical issue. And then the other one was something with the battery, just wasn't able to hold charge, so they just retired both cars.
yeah.
It's
Which I'm pretty
devastating.
interested to see, like, in the upcoming races, like, how long that continues to happen,
Yeah,
these issues, because it seems like
it's not getting better.
not a lot of the teams have all of their stuff figured out,
Yeah,
on their cars yet, so, that should be, like, an interesting to play, like, you could have a top team, both drivers out before the race even starts over something they can't even
yeah, which is
really
insane to
control.
see.
But yeah, I thought the sprint qualifying was really good. Um, I really enjoyed it, and the sprint race was amazing, honestly.
Yeah, that
It
might be
was so
the
good.
best sprint race I think I've ever seen. Um,
Yeah,
I don't even think it's close. I can't even think of another sprint race where I feel like actually enjoyed it. Those first few laps, not even the first few laps. The majority of the race was the Ferraris battling
I know.
with
Well, I
Russell,
think
and then it was just the Ferraris battling, and it was, oh, so beautiful.
Hamilton, like, he definitely put this whole weekend on his back. I
Yeah,
think,
yeah,
just full sending it in the turn one every time, with confidence, whether he's going down the inside or the outside.
yeah,
And then the race, like the wheel to wheel racecraft between him and Leclerc is so nice to see.
yeah. You
You
can
know,
tell
we
because they
haven't,
both respect it, but they're also both like, no, I'm finishing ahead.
yeah, we haven't seen battling like this for almost
A
5 years.
long time, yeah. Like literally,
Yeah,
the
I
last time
think,
I've seen that kind of wheel to wheel was I mean, 2021 before
yeah.
Verstappen started doing the push everybody off shit.
So I'm excited about that. Like, the cars. You say what you will, like, the good thing with these new cars
Mhm.
is we are getting battles, we are getting overtakes, and
Yeah,
not just the DRS areas, which is good, but we also wanna see the cars going, like, flat out, like,
yeah. We don't want none of
when
this
they're losing
having to
speed at the
lift
end.
off and blah blah blah. It's foolish. But the new eggs are definitely overhated. It's not great, but it's definitely better
No.
than people are saying it is.
And I think once they get, like, all their issues, ironed out and
Hmm.
everything, it will get better. I just hope Mercedes or Ferrari doesn't pull away and just become overly dominant, and
Yeah,
then, you know, we don't have this exciting starts and stuff.
yeah.
Like, I love the starts, like,
Oh,
watching
bro.
Verstappen go from where
Yeah,
was he
I
in,
don't even remember where he qualified.
for the qualifying? Going from 8th place
Yeah,
to
down to
second to last
yeah, yeah,
was.
insane.
'Cause I remember I was when I was watching, I didn't, like, see he had a bad launch, and I look at the timing table, and I see he
Yeah,
is
just do 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 do,
passed
right?
by everyone, but
Yeah,
I forgot who was in dead last.
probably
I think it was, like,
Perez
Stroll or
or maybe
something
yeah,
was behind him. I can't remember, but I was like, "What happened?" And then they
yeah,
showed that onboard.
and it
That
just
and it's crazy to see
right?
that because Verstappen shouldn't be the one making
Yeah,
those type of mistakes, and I don't know whether, like, it's the car or not because Hadjar is not having, like,
yeah.
terrible
Like I would
launches.
say it's definitely partially the car, but at the same time, like you said, Hajar is not having like he's not having great race pace. Like this weekend was not a great race weekend for him, but he's not bogging down. That's two starts in a row where Hajar has three starts in a row because the sprint where Hajar has shown that he's able to get that car off the line.
Yeah,
For Savages,
and I think he started on the hard. I think Hadjar started. I can't remember if he was on the hard or the mediums, but Verstappen
yeah,
was
it
on
was
the
on
softs too.
softs. Yeah,
Um, which was even crazier because you see Verstappen on the softs drop all the way down to second to
yeah, and
last
all
on the
these freaking
people that
and
started.
Alonso and like the hards just drives by him like it's crazy.
But I mean, Verstappen had a pretty decent race overall. I think,
He had a really
like in
good
the actual
recovery
race.
considering what happened, and
Yeah,
like obviously there is definitely issues with his car. So seeing that he was able to get to where he did was definitely nice to see.
yeah. I think he got up to six. Terrible timing with this pit. Back down to wherever he was, got back up to 6th
Yeah,
again, and then
told him to
engine
retire.
decided to just stop
Yeah,
working.
yeah,
Which, I mean, I'm a Verstappen hater, so I'm not I'm
Twin.
not, like, mad about it, but,
Yeah.
it
It
does
it
suck to
it
see,
does, it
like
does.
I
One
wanna
of the
see
goats.
imagine Verstappen being up there battling with Hamilton and Russell. It would be
Be so fun to watch him
so
take
good.
out Russell and then Hamilton win every race. I'd be so happy.
Yeah, but, yeah, I mean, I'm worried about Red Bull. I think, like, they're it's gonna be a couple races. Hopefully, we get this big extra little, I guess, spring break or whatever
Mhm, mhm.
coming up, a full month with no races. So maybe all these teams that have all these issues can,
Iron some of it out at least.
yeah, like figure out some stuff, but it should be good. Um, Obviously, we need to talk about the Mercedes, you know, very
Yeah,
strong all weekend.
yeah.
Um, you know, Russell and Kimmy getting 1-2 in the sprint qualifying.
And then Kimmy
And
and
I think
Russell getting 1-2 in the regular.
in the regular and also in the sprint race. I
Yeah.
think this is gonna be a trend to see them getting pole and then fighting
Yeah,
this
and
like
then
for the
eventually
first
pulling
quarter.
away.
I think once they get the clear air and there is no battle into whichever corner that
Yeah.
they do have the opportunity and they have that little bit of breathing room, it's over from there
Yeah,
because
100%.
as long as they just manage, I mean, they're gonna be unstoppable. But
Yeah.
during the race, I mean, it was nice to see,
Mhm.
I think up till, like, lap 36 or something, Russell was hard stuck behind both of those Ferraris, even while they were battling,
Yeah, yeah.
and, Kimi was able to build that lead, um, and then he held that lead too. I mean, if you watch the delta until he had that big lockup,
Yeah, he
Russell
was
was not
maintaining
gaining
it the
any
whole
time at all,
time.
so that was very impressive, and it is very nice to see Kimi already winning his first race. That was great to see. I was
Yeah.
pretty shocked that he won that race too, because
I did not
he
think
didn't
he
have a
would.
very he didn't have a very good start. I don't even think he was in a good position on the restart, right?
Yeah,
I don't think he wasn't in
yeah,
first or
yeah.
anything. He battled his way up there, which was nice to see.
Yeah, that safety car restart was also really interesting, seeing Russell literally tumble back behind the Ferraris. He just couldn't do it on the hard, so I don't know if he was having like battery deployment issues or something because he just lost so much pace. But that gave me so much hope. I was like, oh. And then Hamilton crawled his way back up to Antonelli at one point. He was back in like 4 or 5 tenths in the turn one, and then
Yeah.
Antonelli was like, oh shit, locked in. But still, great to see.
Another thing, Hamilton back on the podium finally. That's
About time.
so good to see.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was I was really happy to see that, because I was getting kind of worried for a little bit with him and Leclerc fighting. I thought Leclerc would get ahead of him, and then same thing with like the Mercedes. I feel like once you maintain, if you can maintain your position for like over a lap, I think it's gonna be very hard for the guy behind you to come back and overtake you as long as you're
yeah,
driving the car correctly. So I was happy to see Lewis get that podium. I think he's got all the confidence in the world right now
yeah.
with this new car.
Yeah, he's really happy in this. Did you see the either the thing that Toto Wolf said or like what was happening on the podium after the race?
No, I once the race, I was so tired. I'm not even gonna
Yeah.
lie. Like, I think between the laps of like once Russell got past the Ferraris, I like was just struggling to stay awake, and then I hear the announcers scream about Verstappen's car, and I'm like,
Yeah,
huh?
you're like, what's going on?
And then as soon as he did it, I'm like drifting back to bed, and then Kenny locked up, and I was like, all right, this race needs to be over
Yeah,
with
yeah,
because
yeah,
it gets
yeah.
so boring once they're not fighting and like everyone's like solidified in their positions. It's so like there's even down the grid. I think there was only one car at the end that was within a second going over the start finish line for the
Yeah, I
final
think
lap.
so. Like the yeah, because
I can't
like
remember which one it was.
Gasly was like 60 seconds behind the leader, and then Lawson was 80, so there's a 20-second gap there, and then there was a 7-second gap to the next
I think it was
car.
Colapinto, if I remember correctly. I think Colapinto was within a second of Signs toward the end.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, great weekend overall. I hate this Asian time schedule.
Yeah,
Wait,
it's struggling.
wait. That almost sounded bad, but,
Hey, you got it right.
I am excited for, um,
Japan?
this little,
Oh,
section to be done with, to
yeah.
where we're not having to stay up till 3 AM, 5 AM to watch competitive sessions and whatnot, so
Yeah, 100%. I'm still a believer that Ferrari is going to be way stronger around Suzuka. I think if they're able to get ahead and then hold position by turn one, they're just going to build such a gap in that first sector that the all the back straight's not going to be enough for Mercedes to re-overtake them for free at least.
yeah.
So I'm still very hopeful on that.
I gotta sneeze so bad.
Get it out, let it out.
No, I was gonna
Take
do
a
a funny
breather.
one, but it wouldn't let me, it went away now. I got nervous. But, yeah, I think another thing we need to talk about is, Ollie Behrman.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
Such an
incredible
impressive
performance so far.
start. Yeah, the first 2 races, I mean, I'm actually looking at it now, he is beating Norris in the driver champion by 2 points.
Is he? Is he? My
Yeah, so he's in
God,
5th place right now.
that's so
Gasly's
crazy.
ahead of Verstappen too by 1
Yeah,
point
yeah.
in 7th. Um, and then wait, this is not right. How does Oh, I'm so stupid. I forgot about the sprint. I was about to say Piastri has 3 points, and I was like, how does he have 3 points?
Yeah.
He hasn't even done a lap in a race.
Oh
But
wow, yeah, Behrman, Gasly. This is
but it is interesting to
crazy to
see it at the
see.
beginning because I mean obviously like the McLarens are gonna come back and score more points overall. But it is interesting to see like 2 races in how it's
Yeah.
jumbled up the field as you get the Mercedes, the Ferraris, and then it's just Haas, McLaren, Alpine, Red Bull, Racing Bulls, Red Bull, McLaren, Williams. It's like how is this
Yeah. It's all over the place right
like this
now,
right
which
now?
is really cool. I'm super happy about it.
I know you don't see it like especially after 2 races. Usually the first race like you can have a team have like a catastrophic
Yeah.
incident or something,
The
but you know
Piastri
they bounce
wall
back.
incident.
Yeah, but it is interesting, and I mean it's a good season so far. I'm happy
Yeah.
that the racing is good. I just hope once they do implement something where they fix the battery to where the cars aren't dying at the end of the straight, then it makes it to where the overtaking becomes less. I'd rather
Yeah.
honestly have the cars as they are now than have them as they were before, where it's like you have certain corners where you overtake. I feel like any corner can be an overtaking corner now, which
It seems like
we
it,
haven't
which
really
is so
seen
nice.
in a really long time.
Yeah. What did we do? What did we say the last race was? An eight? 7.5, 8 out of 10?
Yeah, I think I rated Australia an 8 for the race. If I had
Yeah.
to judge this one, I would it's kind of the same as Australia though, don't
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
it felt like the exact same thing where it was really exciting. Like the sprint was incredible. Qualifying was super entertaining, despite we knew Mercedes was going to be dominant, but it was still really entertaining watching it happen, especially with the issues that Russell had, and then he only got one lap, and his tires weren't up to temp, and he still put it in second. So I feel like he had to give it another like 7.5 to 8. I don't think he could really give it lower than that.
No, I would say this weekend overall, I think the sprint race really
Yeah,
boosted it.
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
The sprint was phenomenal to watch. Like that
Yeah.
was the perfect amount of laps. The mediums were dead by the end of it, which
Yeah,
was
the
nice
people
to
that were
see.
on hards, if that safety car didn't come out, people didn't pit. The people on hards would have. Oh,
Yeah, I was kind of excited to see how that strategy would have played out with the hordes because I remember we were talking about practice one. Like
yeah, looking at
it
the
might be
graining
smart
and
to
everything.
do the hard and have that extra pace at the end, but I feel like we are gonna see the safety car early on in majority of the
Yeah.
early
Oh,
races
yeah.
this season. The first half probably we're probably gonna see early safety cars, which is nice because it jumbles up the strategy. But I hope it doesn't make it too boring to where
Mm-hmm.
they're just doing 40 laps on hards and not doing extra pits and stuff like that.
Yeah, 100%.
Um, but yeah, I'd probably say I'd give it like a 7. I think
Mm.
I think the main race very good up until once Russell got by, it was a snooze fest. It was so good up
Yeah.
until Russell got by, and then it's like all the action stopped from there, other than little itty bitty type things that were happening.
Yeah. And the gap was a lot bigger here, which is upsetting. I predicted that it would be smaller around China. But yeah, it ended up being a 20-second to Hamilton, where around Australia it was only like 9. So
Yeah.
a little concerning there, but we move.
But like you said, I think Japan is gonna be a lot more interesting. There's only really one straight if you think about it.
Yeah.
Um, they
There's
probably
only
won't even
one
lose
good
power
straight.
going into 130R. They I see them losing power
Yeah,
going
going into
into
the
T1,
chicane. Yeah.
but I think it'll be good.
Yeah, I'm excited because like if the Ferraris are, I mean, obviously the run down the turn one is really small off the line. So if Ferrari isn't in third and fourth, they're probably not going to get into P1. But if one of them get into P1,
Yeah.
it's going to be
Well, I
great.
think that's gonna be a track that's like more driver skill than
Hmm.
just straight car performance. So I think we will see some of those like more high tier drivers get higher.
Yeah,
So maybe we might see like Antonelli struggle a little bit if like he's not. But I mean, they do get 3 practice sessions, so it's probably gonna be.
yeah.
Yeah, kind of wish that
There's always a
sprint
one.
format was, yeah, like
Yeah,
1 practice session. And they've talked about doing that, making the weekends more
chaotic, I
exciting with
guess. Yeah.
not even chaotic, just more competitive sessions because
Hmm.
it sells more tickets. Because realistically, Friday, you're gonna have less people going there to watch practice one and practice two unless they're hardcore F1 fans or they're, you know, strictly going to that city just for the race
Yeah.
and they have 3-day tickets. A lot of people just buy the race
Race
day
tickets.
tickets and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, and then some people just buy qualifying and race. Some people do all 3 days, but I do like the 1 practice session because it
It
makes it
certainly,
so much
yeah,
more
it
interesting.
definitely switched it up, which is great.
And it exposes I think it exposes like the weaker drivers too. Like that's why when we get into predictions, as you'll see who my biggest loser was, I predicted he would not do very well because he's never done a full race weekend at China.
Yeah.
Gets 1 practice session and then, very hard to get up to speed, especially in new regulations. But yeah, congratulations to Kimmy for your first win. Second youngest driver to win and youngest driver to be on pole, so
Yeah. Yeah.
he's he's already
In the
setting
record
some good
books. Yeah.
records.
It's
Yep.
exciting. 19 years of age, just so young. He's literally a child. Like it's insane.
I think another good thing in the race result, I'm looking here. Liam Lawson is very impressive, finishing in 7th.
Yes, he did a great job
Um,
beating his teammate. Was really nice to see, especially after
yeah,
Limblad's first race was incredible.
yeah. I mean, I was shocked in Australia that Lindblad did that well, but
Yeah.
I'm happy to see that for him because he had a really hard time here last year with the Red Bull.
Oh yeah.
So seeing him more comfortable, um, that was nice to see. And I think Hadjar had a really good drive overall too for the full race result,
He
finishing
did
in
like
8th.
he did have that spin. I don't know if you saw that where him and was it
Well, him
Ocon?
and Behrman
Was it Behrman? I
were,
couldn't. I knew it was a
yeah, it
Haas. I
was
can't remember
Behrman, and
spare
they were
Behrman.
just
Yeah,
they were
slugging it.
doing like F1 game moves on each
Yeah,
other.
yeah,
It's like the stuff I would do into like turn one on the AI and be like, oh, we
yeah,
gotta restart.
yeah. That was
But that
insane.
was
And then he
that was
just
funny.
gets on the power too early and does a full spin right in front of him, and he has to go all the way off the track and then rejoin. So considering that happened and he still got P8, great drive by Hadjar.
Yeah, I think I think he feels more comfortable in the Red Bull than Max does
Oh,
right
he did,
now,
he
which
has
is
to.
very interesting.
Yeah,
They build that car around Max, and since it is like brand new regulations, they haven't done any upgrades for Max. And I'm personally shocked to see that Max is not able to cope with that car
yeah,
better
yeah.
than Hadjar. And because you think of Max, he's the best driver on the grid, right? That's the consensus.
Uh,
Like he is
Clearly not,
overall.
but. Yeah,
I know,
exactly. Yeah,
but I mean, he is. Let's be honest. He
yeah.
he he probably has the most like
Raw talent out of anybody
raw
that's there right
talent,
now.
skill, and I think what's wrong with Verstappen, he's allowing his, like, judgments on hating the regulations and,
Mhm. Yeah,
whatever issues he has with it, and it's really getting into his mind to where he is not performing well at all. And until he just kind of, I think, not cope with it, but like, "Hey, this is how it's gonna be.
yeah,
Figure it out, like, you just gotta deal with it," or whatever. I don't see him really getting to grips with this, anytime soon, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. There was a radio message when they told him to retire the car, and somebody edited over it and like using an AI editor for his voice, and instead of him just being like, "Ah, I can't believe you have to retire," whatever he said, it was like, "Retire the car, but I just fucking retire from this goddamn sport."
I know, that's the
And
joke is, like,
yeah,
after Japan,
yeah,
he's
yeah,
gonna
he just be like,
retire
"I'm
and go
sick of
to,
this shit."
GT3 or
Yeah.
whatever, GTE, ISMA Racing,
To be
which, I
honest,
mean, is
at the end of this season, I could see him actually doing that. He said that he doesn't want or care if he wins anything else in this series. Like he's kind of like, I did what I came here to do. I'm done with it. Like if I win, I win. If I'm not winning, though, I might go do something else. So
I think
wouldn't
it's
be.
easy to I think, like, personally, I think him saying that, like,
I think
I
it's a
think he
little
would
bit of
like to
just
do
yeah,
both. Um, Obviously, he's achieved a lot in Formula 1. I think he doesn't really have much more to prove. I don't think he cares about going for the max title
yeah,
record.
yeah,
Um, but, it would be interesting to see, like, if he says he's gonna retire, whether, like, a Mercedes or Ferrari comes in and offers him a stupid amount of money to come
yeah.
and
It'd be
stay.
really interesting to see if he's like
Um,
a like an Alonso, where like he leaves the sport and then
for
new
a year
regulations come
or
or
2.
something, and then he's like, oh, this looks like it's exciting. Because realistically, if he was like, oh, I want to come back, teams would be like, get out.
Oh,
This
yeah.
happens for you, right? So
Yeah, I think he could really do whatever he wants, and anyone will
yeah, yeah,
listen or take him or free up some room for him,
for
obviously,
sure, for
but,
sure.
um, it is interesting, though, like, I think that's one of the the biggest things I'm intrigued to see throughout the season is, like, how Red Bull deals with this because we haven't seen them bad in so long
I mean, like
that,
realistically, the last time they were bad was the 2 years, 3 years after Sebastian Vettel's four in a row, right?
mhm,
Because then they weren't great. They weren't like on the Mercedes level, but Mercedes was so dominant after that. They were just the second best car, right?
yeah. Yeah, so that is very interesting. I don't know if we touched on this, but Signs finishing ninth is
Yeah, he did get some points, which was
very crazy to see after
incredible.
how weak they are in quali.
Yeah, his teammate didn't even start, which also was another. I think his was an electrical issue too. I can't remember what I read.
Mhm.
Or Verstappen's wasn't electrical. Verstappen's was coolant. That's why they retired him. His coolant wasn't getting to the engine, so they had to retire
Oh, is
his
that why?
car. Yeah,
I saw it when it cut power.
yeah.
He went into the
It
corner
forced cut
perfectly
power
fine.
after like they were like nope because the coolant wasn't going through and it was just gonna explode. So
Yeah.
not an ICU DNF. Let's make sure that's clear for later on in the video.
But Albon, Bortoletto, Norris, and Piastri
Yeah, didn't start the race.
didn't even start. Did Stroll start?
Stroll did, yeah. Stroll and
Yeah.
because I
Okay.
think he
He did
did like
9
nine
laps.
laps. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And
The
then
Aston Martin
Alonso
got a little bit
retired.
further than I thought it would too. To be honest, 32
32
laps around a
laps.
track with that kind of a straight, I was happy. They retired from
Yeah.
what the exact reason was. Fernando said the vibrations that the engine were causing was too much for him to handle. It was
Have you
just
seen the
so
onboard of
uncomfortable.
him, with
It's
his
like
hands?
yeah, it's like porpoise. It looks like it's porpoising on some of the onboards from the first year of the old regulations. That car
Yeah.
just is like shake. It's bad. Whole car
I
got
think they said
arthritis.
I think they said that it could cause nerve damage if,
But
like,
that's
they,
why he's
like, hit it
retiring.
too long.
He was like, this shit hurts. I'm pulling the shit. Like, it was bad.
Yeah, 'cause I was wa he was like, oh,"
Yeah, yeah.
and he's old as hell
I was
too,
gonna say,
so,
old ass man. They got him in the car that's gonna kill him.
yeah, they're killing him.
Adrian Newey
Um,
in that car, see if he likes it. Maybe he'll make a better one.
but yeah, I mean, I was kind of sad that Bortoleto didn't get to start because I think he had a good sprint race.
I don't remember sprint, but I mean, obviously Australia, he had a
Let me
great
see.
weekend, so I was expecting
Yeah, I mean, he
decent from
finished he
him.
finished 13th in the sprint race and
Mhm.
he qualified 14th.
Yeah, he managed to beat his
But I mean,
teammate in the sprint again,
he
but
was doing
only
good in
because his
Australia.
teammate DNF'd.
Yeah,
Which
Nico ended up
RIP.
finishing 11th.
Yeah, just barely not getting those points. If he would have got those points, would have been so nice.
And then the Cadillacs were able to finish, which was nice to see.
Did you see the contact lap one? Perez into Botas.
Yeah,
I was the
into
announcers were like, "Oh,
T3.
what's happening here?" on the replay, and they went, "Oh, I can't believe he did that."
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, they can't afford to be doing this.
Yeah,
They need to get that data and information and everything."
it was just foolish from Perez, to be honest. I was a little bit
Yeah, and
upset seeing that.
I don't think it was malicious.
No, no,
I
no, no,
think
no, definitely
I
not.
just I don't think he was watching. I think he,
Snoozing, playing,
just
scrolling on his dash, kind of a thing.
yeah, he
Yeah.
was doom scrolling on the dash with the energy deployment.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think I really have much more to say about the race. Obviously, thank God Ferrari's in the sport, or this would be a very very
Yeah, yeah,
boring year
yeah.
already because they are like almost I would say they make up like 80% of the entertainment. It's
Oh,
just
it's insane. There's definitely no scarlet rules, as we said when we were watching. They are free to do whatever they want to each other as long as they don't hit.
and I love it, to be honest. Like
It's great. That's what it
it's
should
not
be. There's no
it's not
reason not
smart
to.
for them to do, but
No,
like realistically, even if they did not fight, they're not going to finish
that's
first and
that's
second on
that's the
pace.
thing. Yeah,
So it's like they are fighting for that podium
yeah,
essentially, and I love to see that they're not on the radios complaining about it every single
yeah,
time.
yeah.
I think they're just having fun with it.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the sprint, I don't know if you saw during the celebration, like Leclerc and Hamilton wouldn't look at each other because that's when they were both complaining about each other, like defending a little bit too aggressively. But during the end of the race, they were just like, "That was some great driving." Like, yeah, that was so much fun. So
Yeah.
I think they're fine now.
Yeah, I think, like, they probably, like you get in the emotion during it, but looking back onto it, like, this is what racing should be. It should not just be like, "Oh, get in the DRS and then you pass and that's it."
Exactly,
We're actually
exactly.
getting real racing. This is what it should look like. I just hope they don't the one bad thing with Formula 1 compared to, like, ISMO racing and stuff like that, you have those rules with, whether you're alongside and pushing people off the track and whatnot. I think they've raced so good so far with not
Yeah,
pushing those limits. I just would hate to see that they start getting into that kind of driving, which I don't think they will because Leclerc and Hamilton are great wheel to wheel racers. They don't really do the Verstappen type of thing where it's, oh, you either back out or we're both crashing or
yeah,
whatnot. So that is nice to see. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the race.
yeah. And
Now we
then
need to get on to our forecast, aka our predictions.
yeah, yeah,
Since Kyle is not here, Alex is going to say what he did,
yeah,
I guess. I
yeah.
don't have him on mine.
I got it all pulled up, so we can do that.
And
So I
then,
guess yeah.
if we do have any, like, debate on whether we should get a point on something or not,
Mhm.
then we'll wait to discuss that with him, and then in the final edit, we'll put, like, a little note.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. With where
so
we're at.
so with the first one we'll get into is the biggest loser.
Mhm.
Do you want me to go first? Do you wanna go
Yeah, yeah.
first, or
You
does
go
Kyle's
first,
ghost
and
wanna go
then
first?
you go first, and then I'll just do mine and Kyle's back to back every time, just to make it easier for us.
Okay. So my biggest loser was Arvid Lindblad.
Mhm.
Um, Now this one's kind of interesting to think about because
I mean, he finished behind his teammate where the race before that, he crushed his teammate. So like that's definitely something. In the sprint, his teammate beat him again, and he DNF'd.
DNF'd.
Right?
He didn't have a good weekend.
He did not.
The
What
one
was
thing I will say
qualifying
with
like for
him,
him? Did his teammate out qualify him both times? Out
yes,
qualified him there.
he did not do good in qualifying.
Sprint
Um,
Qauli?
the one thing I will say with this, I
Yeah, I think
if you're
we're
talking
getting
about
that.
the biggest loser, I don't think he's the biggest loser over the whole week, but
Mm,
it is a big loss for him because he started on such a high. To DNF in the sprint race, I think he crashed out.
I think
Did he
so
not?
too.
Or
I don't.
something happened. I can't
I can't
remember.
remember either, but something
Not
definitely
good
happened.
not good qualifying. I knew he had struggled this weekend, you know.
Yeah.
And
Oh
then
yeah, you called it.
in the race, he did have that incident. And I mean, he didn't
Yeah.
finish in the worst spot, but he was
He.
the
I mean, he
worst
lost to his
of the
teammate in
midfield.
every single aspect. Like, he was qualified both times. He lost at both races. So I mean, I think
The
that's the
only
biggest
one
loser.
the only one that finished behind him out of the bad cars or out of the midfield was Ocon in the Haas, but I think he had a lot of issues. And then
Was it him
um
and Ocon that came together?
I think
I
so,
think
if I
him and
remember.
somebody. I'm pretty sure it was the two of them. And they spun in turn one and just like, yeah.
So for now, we'll do the point, but if
I think it's the
Kyle wants
point.
to
Yeah, I
file a
don't.
protest, then
Yeah.
his ghost will say that somewhere around here.
Yeah. Just flashbang his face on the screen. But
So who did you have for
I
your
think it
biggest
is.
loser?
Yeah. So my biggest loser, I had Bortoletto because I thought Hulkenberg was going to outshine him, which is what happened.
Mhm.
He also DNF'd in the actual race itself. He didn't even start, which is bad considering he was eighth. Australia, is that right? Was it eighth? I think it was
He
eighth
was
or
in the
seventh.
points.
He was definitely in the point. So he had a great opening race, and then the next one he didn't even start the race. Just kind of crazy. He got out qualified as well by his teammate both times. Hulk was just the quicker driver. Beat him in the race. He probably would have beat him either way. He didn't beat him in the sprint because Hulkenberg DNF'd in the sprint due to an engine issue. So can't really hold that one against him. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
But
I
I mean,
mean,
even in the sprint, finished 13th.
yeah, he didn't
Not
do
very
great,
good.
right? Which is weird
I
because, to be honest, that Audi felt like it could have done more. Like, I don't think it's on the same pace as the Haas at all, but I think they could have been up there with the Racing Bulls.
I think Hulkenberg
Yeah.
could have,
Actually,
but
Hulkenberg's Q1
in the sprint.
time. Wait, what happened? How does this make any sense? Hulkenberg's Q1 time, damn, was 5 tenths quicker than the jar.
Well, I mean, Bortoletto was in the regular qualifying,
Mm,
he was the worst on Q2.
yeah.
I mean, personally, I would say uh you definitely get a point for this one.
Yeah, I think the do not start sealed it. But yeah, his performance just throughout that entire weekend, considering what he did the weekend before that, just wasn't where I think he should have been.
And who knows if he did start just like the McLarens, it could have been a different story,
Could have
but
been
he's getting a big L.
L.
So
Yeah,
who did our ghost
our dead
Kyle have?
friend. He had Pierre Gasly. Pretty terrible choice there, unfortunately for him. Gasly had probably one of his most impressive race weekends in a long time.
Yeah.
P6, right? P6, P5, P6.
P6.
P6, yeah, right behind. I don't think that Alpine honestly has any business being up there. I think that the Racing Bulls are definitely quicker. Obviously, the Haas is definitely quicker, so Ocon should have been ahead of him, but Ocon has own issues. But impressive drive from Gasly. So that's
This is very impressive.
probably the biggest winner, to be honest. That was a great weekend for him.
Yeah, especially compared to last week. This is very, very impressive. I'm
Yeah,
excited to see what he does in Japan because if the Alpine is this decently strong, I mean, he is fighting for best of the rest.
yeah.
Um,
Might come down between him and
and
Behrman right now. Is what it's kind of looking like.
maybe him and Max.
Yeah, wow, that's so crazy to think about.
I know he had
Yeah,
Max's number all week.
he really did.
He was in front of him in the sprint, in the race. So yeah, so points all around for everybody,
But
unless.
Kyle, because his was biggest loser, and Gasly did
Oh
great.
yeah, oh
Yeah,
I'm drunk.
yeah.
Yeah, Kyle takes the L.
It's fine. He
So
deserves it.
for now we go on to our good surprise.
Hmm.
I had Ferrari as a team, two
Oh,
times
you
points.
dick! I didn't know you had that.
So this is the one thing that I need to think about.
Yeah, you know what, it is hard because, to be honest, P3 and 4 is exactly where they should be finishing. right?
It
They
is.
shouldn't be behind anyone. Like I think the only way you get a good surprise by having Ferrari now is either both of them need to be on the podium or one of them has to win the race.
So they were both on the podium in the
They
sprint,
were both
but
on the
not
podium in the
but not
sprint.
not the race. But they did have a very good weekend all around, especially with how their Q1 looked
Mm-hmm.
with their wing. They looked pretty. I mean, I don't even think they were. Yeah, they were behind the McLarens in practice.
Yeah. And they swapped
Um,
on the other wing, had to basically make a setup up, and still did really good.
yeah. Um, it's kind of a hard one because I wouldn't say that necessarily they are. Well, as a team, obviously Mercedes and Ferrari are the biggest winners because
Yeah.
they're locking out the top 4. Um, I'd say Alpine's up there with kind of a big winner as a team,
Mm-hmm.
both scoring points. So I guess this is kind of a discussion whether we might need to talk to Kyle's Ghost and see if what he thinks on it.
Yeah.
And I guess it's up to y'all too. And then if it's a split, then I guess we do like a coin flip or something.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fair. Because I think it. Damn, my camera just did not. Oh my god. Um. Whatever. It'll fix itself. There we go. Yeah. Like they did a great job. They had a great weekend. It's just that's
It's the
where they
same
should be.
finish.
That's where they should be.
Yeah.
Right. And exactly, it's the same finish as the weekend before that. They didn't take a step forward. If anything, they technically took a step back for the race because they finished 20 seconds off of Mercedes instead of only 9.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird one. I mean, you gotta add in like the sprint since it's a whole sprint
Yeah, yeah,
weekend.
but the
They did
sprint,
qualify
like if you said
4th and
biggest
6th,
surprise for
and
the
then they
sprint, I think
finished.
we could have given them.
Yeah, but we're not.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, we don't do just for the sprint. But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
they did go from fourth and 6th up to 2 and 3 for
Hmm.
that, and then for regular qualifying, they stayed exactly where they were.
Yeah,
Um, but I mean, they are getting those points and whatnot.
yeah. I think
So I
to be
guess.
honest, if McLaren didn't DNF or like not start that race, it would have given us a
Mhm.
much better like, oh, how close are they and whatnot. And if
Yeah.
McLaren was closer to them, which it looked like they might have been, then yeah,
So I guess,
your team screwed you.
yeah, we'll see. We'll check in with Kyle's ghost.
Yeah,
We'll use the,
spirit
spirit
box.
chat.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll use the spirit chat to talk to him and see what he says, and then, the results will be pending. Well, I guess you'll know
you'll know.
on
Yeah,
the post-production or whatever.
post production. Yeah.
So who did you have for your good surprise?
I had Oscar Piastri. So yeah, that's not even really much to talk about. Didn't happen. He didn't even start the Grand Prix for the second weekend in a row. He hasn't done a single Grand Prix lap yet. Um, I guess technically it was an improvement because he made it to the grid, and then they had to wheel him back into the pits. So that's a slight improvement, but yeah, he just really bad luck for them. Really bad luck for McLaren in general. But poor
Yeah,
Piastri, he must not be happy. He went from being the runner up, or I guess not really the runner up, but losing to his teammate last year when he looked really promising for the world champion, and now he hasn't even done a race yet. Like I can only imagine
yeah.
his mental is destroyed.
Yeah, he's definitely frustrated, but he might be a good cheat code for next week
Yeah,
because
that's I got that
kinda
noted
as long as
in.
he finishes the race in the
Him or
top 6.
even McLaren, you could have either of them, right? That'd be good.
Yeah, potentially.
And then Kyle, poor bastard here, he had both Aston Martins to finish the race, which one didn't even start, and the other one made it halfway, and then was his hands almost exploded. So
Did he not learn from Australia?
for real, should have had both
That
Cadillacs
that
to
was
finish. That would have been a fine one too.
Yeah, they did. They did both finish. And like, I mean, Botas didn't finish in second to last on the finishers. At least he beat Ocon, so
Yeah, yeah. So yeah,
so
no
no
points for
points.
anybody there. It's
Potentially me.
potentially not happening, but potentially.
Potentially. So now we'll get into our forecast of our crazy
Mm-hmm,
predictions.
mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
So I had crazy prediction. Oh, I was looking at the wrong one. Three different teams on the podium for the race, which is a big no.
Yeah.
We had almost there. I just needed one more team, but
Yeah.
wasn't meant to be. So
Two McLarens and a Ferrari.
no points.
Same as the weekend before. Yeah. And then in my crazy prediction, I had no DNFs from internal combustion engine failure. So specifically the ICU or the ICE, which if we read the notes on what everything happened, what everybody retired to, none of them say engine failure. All of them were electrical issues, coolant issues. Alonso retired just from the vibrations; literally couldn't handle it anymore. The ones that did not start were also electrical stuff. So none of them were actually because the engine exploded, which I cannot believe this actually came true. But it did, and I feel like that's definitely a point. I don't even think it's a question.
Yep,
No.
did get that one. It was a nice, very specific
Yeah,
one.
I said that because the other one that I had was both Ferraris on the podium.
Yeah,
But I wasn't confident in that. I just wasn't, and that's the only other thing I could think of. 3 point somehow.
good job. Good
And
points.
then Kyle was so close to greatness here. He went ultra specific. His exact wording was Lindblad causes a collision with another driver, causing him to DNF, which did not happen. Lindblad absolutely caused a collision with another driver, but he was able to keep it going and finish the race. So maybe we could give him half a point. We'll see, but
No, no half.
right now, no
You
halves.
got it wrong.
Then nothing
He
for Kyle.
he had some inside trader knowledge, and Lindblad couldn't get it fully destroyed. So
Yeah. It's fair.
you
That's
know,
fair. So far,
and that's
Kyle is 0
why
for 3.
his parlay did not cash.
That's true. That's true. He's out to 40.
All right, so now we're getting into our forecast for our sprint poll,
Mm.
and I had Georgia Russell. Thank God I was able to pick verse on this one.
Yeah.
So that's a point for me, and no points for either one of y'all. But you can go ahead and say who you had.
Yeah. I had Leclerc because we had never talked about this, but we're not doing any duplicates for most of the things except for the top threes. We're allowed to do duplicates there. So if somebody picks something for pole, we can't pick the other one, which sucks, obviously. But yeah, he took Russell. Kyle took Antonelli, and then I had Leclerc. Obviously, Russell took pole. And that's all there is to say about that.
And something I'm thinking about right now is you get the first pick for that one in Japan, I think.
Yeah.
Um, or not for sprint pole for well, I don't know.
I
We'll have
get
to.
first. It was either good surprise or biggest loser, and then there's one more.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm looking at sprint pole. But whoever's gonna have I think it's gonna be interesting in Japan because whoever has the first pick on that doesn't necessarily have the biggest advantage for the first time this year.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think Russell's been the favorite for
Yes, yeah.
any type of pole position. So that'll be kind of interesting to see. Um, okay, so for our forecast that we had for our sprint top three, I had Russell
Mm.
1 point. Max, which I am not doing again. He's not gonna be anywhere near my top threes
Yeah,
for the foreseeable future. And then for third, another point with Lewis Hamilton.
yeah. That's insane. What are you at now? So I forgot to keep that.
For this week,
Write that down. Yeah, for just those what you said so far.
so
Is that 3 or
If I
4?
get one for Lindblad,
Mm-hmm.
I got 1 point. If we say okay, Max, no. So two. So now I have 4 points this week so far.
And that's 3 guaranteed, and then a fourth one maybe, or is it?
Well, so Lindblad, are we putting him as the biggest loser?
I think that's a yes. I think that'll be yes. I don't see any reason why Kyle will say no to that.
So then I'll have 4 confirmed points because then
With
I
a
had
potential
Lindblad,
fifth.
Sprint. No, not potential because it was 3 teams on the podium.
Uh,
So I have 4 so far.
Jesus.
You have to wait to see a little
Yeah.
bit later in the video on whether or not I get an extra point. Dun, dun,
Crazy.
dun. So who'd
Yeah.
you have for your top three,
My top
sprint
three
wise?
was Leclerc, Russell, Hamilton. So only get the one, which would have been Hamilton. Um, I did really, really think Leclerc, but if I had those two swapped and just had Russell, it would have been all three of them. So almost, but not quite there. And then poor Mr.
Womp.
Kyle, continuing his streak of red, he had Leclerc, Hamilton, Russell. So he has no points so far this weekend.
He did get them right, but not in the
Yeah,
right
wrong, right?
order.
Yeah, the
Same with
exact
you,
opposite,
right?
exact flip. Yeah, yeah, I had all the
Yeah.
same, but just wrong order.
Maybe when you put it in his notes, he had his phone like inverted or something.
Yeah, yeah. Sneezed in his keyboard and switched it over.
So for my forecast for the pole position, I had gone second on my pick, and I had Kimi Antonelli.
Yeah, yeah,
So that's
yeah.
another point for Big Hunter. What are the odds that I go second and get it right?
Yeah,
I love it.
I went first. I had Russell because obviously we thought he was gonna be favored. He had car fully stopped, and for a second I was like, oh my god, he's not gonna even start the race. This is gonna open the door for Ferrari. This is gonna be great. Or he's gonna be like P10, right? He's not gonna be able to set a qualifying lap, and then somehow Mercedes managed to fix the issue, get him out on track, one lap, P2. I was really upset that he was able to do it, but really impressed that he was able to do it. But yeah.
Yeah.
And then Kyle had Leclerc because he didn't have any other options left, so no point for him there. Obviously, no point for me. Antonelli put it on pole.
Lucky me. And then finally, our forecast for the top three of the race. I had Russell, Max Verstappen, and Kimi Antonelli.
Oof.
Very brutal. I had two right, but not in the right position. So
Yeah, yeah, that's upsetting. I similar. I had Russell, Leclerc, Antonelli. So also no points. I didn't think Antonelli was going to win the race. I really thought it was going to be the other Mercedes. But yeah, no points for me there. And then Kyle with his first point finally. He had Russell, Antonelli, Hamilton. So he predicted Hamilton would get his first podium. My brain just turned off, and he was right. So proud of Kyle. He's only going to collect 1 point this weekend. Hunter's going to collect 5, it seems, and I'm only going to collect 3. I'll make sure to put a graphic up where we're standing for these first 2 races, but it looks like Hunter will be in the lead, probably by 1 point. So, still very close, still anyone's game. Kyle definitely going to be in last. Poor guy. Yeah.
as predicted.